welcome back to Fun with Coins. This one's really cool. It's called the Winter Wonderland Coin. Actually, it says Winter Wonderland Ball 2021. When I was an instructor at Camden County High School for 14 years, I taught ROTC, and every year we would have a winter ball. And when I first got there, they had a little get-together somewhere, and they had a little buffet, and everybody got a little tiny present. And I thought, I think we can do a little bit better. And I was a big golfer back then, so I said, I'm going to have a golf tournament. And we have all the cadets out there taking the bags from the golfers and putting them in the carts and, bringing them a cup of coffee, just having the kids run around all day, take care of these golfers. And the very first one we did, we made $6,000. And I was on top of the moon because that was a lot of money for my very first golf tournament. I called it the first annual golf tournament, which is wrong. It's the inaugural golf tournament. And every year I had a coin made for the golf tournament. So people would come to do the golf tournament so they could get their coin, which was really cool. We'll talk about those later. Well, as time went on, the golf tournament got more popular. People got the word, the cadets are out there helping and serving breakfast, and there were prizes. Finally. Oh, and all that money, by the way, went to improve their winter ball. So each year it got a little bit better and a little bit better, and it culminated in the 2021 ROTC Winter Ball. Up until this point, I would go down to Target. My fellow instructor would go down to Target. And we'd have a bunch of money. We'd blow a bunch of money on presents, and we'd put them in bags. And depending on how much stuff you did for ROTC, kind of determined what kind of presents you got. So if you worked really hard, your little sack had quite a few gifts in it. But on the last one, I said, you know what? I'm going to make a challenge coin for the winter ball. And every one of the cadets will get their coin. So the last one, 2021, we'd had the golf tournament. We had a little color run. It was called the Gobble Till You Wobble. We made a little money on that. And we had another little color run called Powder to the People. But the bottom line is they raised $21,000. $21,000 the cadets raised. And my goal every year, no matter how much money they made, I spent it all on them. So this last winter ball 2021, and on the back of it, it says, wishing you joy and happiness to all this special season. In the bottom, it says, your Camden County Wildcat Navy, NJROTC. And then it's got the Camden County, Georgia Wildcat Navy symbol, and then, of course, the Navy symbol on the other side. It was a great winter ball. They had a DJ, they had special food prepared. But before we could have the winter ball, we needed to pay our bills. So I got that $21,000 out of the bank, and I gave it to one of my cadets, cash. I said, Corey, put this money in your purse. We're going to go in this big meeting. We got to pay our bills. Got to pay for the DJ, got to pay for the food, got to pay for the decoration, lots of bills. She put that money in her purse, and she was freaking out in the parking lot. I said, Corey, relax. Nobody's gonna take it from you. We just got to get from the parking lot to the meeting. So we get into the meeting. Corey's sitting next to me. This one lady goes, okay, well, this costs $4,000. I said, Corey, pay the lady. Corey counted out the $4,000. We go here. It's going to cost you $2,000 for the ice sculptures, Master Chief. Okay, Corey, pay the man. Paid for all the bills. Had a great winter ball. Everybody got their challenge coin. I kind of miss it. I kind of miss doing something really nice for the kids. I'm sure it's still going on. But the last one, for me, 2021, was really, really special. Thank you.